Okay. I've already covered PRDs. I've shared some links with you. It is a product requirement document. Uh, I think we discussed an academy uh, PRD. So that was done. I'll quickly show you a case study now. All right. So this was one of the case studies which I made during one of my interview processes. And Newton School is basically a coding platform, right? And they wanted me to think about making an entire coding platform from scratch. And that was for beginners. So they wanted me to design, as a product manager, they wanted me to design a coding platform from scratch for beginners. So this was the PPT which I had submitted. Okay, so first I identified the problem. Can everyone see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So problem, what was the problem that was assigned to me? I have written that down. So it is difficult to start coding from scratch, right? And very few structured resources are available, and there's lack of proper guidance to newbies. And what is the goal? We want to build and launch Newton Launchpad. This is a coding platform, right? And it will help people learn coding from scratch. Okay, this is the problem. Then I went to identifying user personas who can use my platform. It can be students, it can be graduates or experienced professionals wanting to start a career in coding, or it can be other people, right? For example, as a hobby, moms or old people might want to take it up as a hobby. Anyone who wishes to start coding can take it up. These are the user personas and their goals. Next, we have user research. So what I did was I made a questionnaire, and that questionnaire, the purpose of the questionnaire was to understand the problems that people face in learning coding, right? Or in starting to learn coding. That was the question which that was the purpose of this questionnaire which I made. And then learning is an important concept. How are we learning? What are the parameters that will help us to learn effectively? So I asked a few questions around that. What type of content is more effective for you? What else would you want to make the learning experience better? And then final thoughts. How beneficial do you think a free learn from scratch coding platform would be? So I created this questionnaire uh, for the general public to whom I want to release the platform to, right? So I did the user research. I asked all these questions to a few people, right? And I tried to cover all these personas so that we get a varied perspective. So this was one person, he told some different problems. Uh, this working professional told me some different problems, right? And then different people have different preferences for learning. So we have to take everything into account and then build a good platform. That is an essential task of a PM. Once I did this user research, I identified the main pain points or the main needs of these users, right? For example, one of the main problems that they were facing is that there is no proper guidance and there's no proper mentorship, right? Interaction is required on the platform. There should not be a one-way learning process. There should be some interaction that should be there on the platform. So these were some of the needs that I identified. This is how you solve a typical, I mean, case study, right? You first identify the user, then you write the problem, then you identify the user personas, then you do some user research, understand their problems. Why did we do this user research? Because we wanted to identify the main pain points. So once we did that, we moved to the solutions. So for this problem, that proper mentorship is required, proper guidance is required. We solved it by introducing a feature with expert professional guidance. There was a doubt forum. Right? This is a feature. Then personalized mentoring is also a solution for the same problem. Similarly, for interaction problem, we have live lectures plus interactive website. This can be a solution for this. And for a later version, we can even add a chatbot, or we can add P2P mock interviews. Similarly, UI should not be very involving, should be intuitive, because many of these people are old people, or maybe let's say working professionals that do not want to spend a lot of time on high intellect activities, or some of them might not be very tech savvy. So the UI should be very intuitive. So we introduce gamification, which makes all of that easy, right? And very simple, straightforward platform. So all of these problems were there, and the green ones are all the solutions for these problems. Once we identified a few solutions, we uh, moved to a very important part, which is defining success metrics. So, for example, for awareness that people are aware about the platform, and for acquisition that people are joining the platform, I'll track one metric. The main metric that I'll track is signups for Launchpad. How many people are signing up for Launchpad, right? Um, is everyone with me? Is everyone on the same page?
Yes.
All right. So when we talk about success metrics, we want to understand that, okay, I've first identified all the problems of the user, then I've even moved to the solutions. But how would we track the success of this, of all these features, of all of the product in general, right? So when we talk about, so we divided these success metrics into 5 parts. The funnel, which I've always talked about. So awareness is one. Number of signups would help me identify whether people are aware of the platform or not. Then engagement, whether people are engaging with the platform. What would be the main metric? Number of courses completed in total upon number of ongoing courses. So this is basically the percentage of courses completed, right? This would tell me whether people are engaging with the platform, or whether people are active on the platform, spending time on the platform. In fact, spending meaningful time on the platform, right? That is more important. So retention is the third one. Whether people are retained on the platform. There should not be people who just join the platform and leave it on the same day or the next day. So I want monthly active users. People should be active every month, or even DAU can be a good metric here, right? People are logging into the platform daily. But sometimes, now, why is MAU a metric? Because sometimes experienced professionals might not get time to go to the platform daily, right? And learn coding daily. They just spend time on weekends. So MAU would be a good metric. DAU is daily active users, MAU is monthly active users. Then monetization. I also want to monetize my platform. So, but initially we didn't want to do that. We just wanted to launch a free platform. So it is a free platform as of now. So again, referral is not very important as of now. There's no referral system in the MVP plan. So we are building a very basic version that has just these basic features. We are building version 1 of the platform. So we don't have a referral system in place. Um, we are building the MVP, and I've already told you what an MVP is. All right, now this was the overall success metrics for the platform. Now we can define success metrics for each solution. For example, these are the solutions, right? Expert professional guidance, doubt forum, and then live lectures. All of these features would have some success metrics. For example, what would be the success metric for personalized mentoring? It would be number of interaction sessions with the mentor, right? If the interaction sessions were not scheduled, then there would be no point of introducing this mentoring feature. Similarly, for all the other features, we have a focus metric, and this is the second most important metric, which you can call it as an L1 metric, level 1 metric. And I've also listed down cons of the feature. If there are any cons of this feature, or if there's any possibility of this feature backfiring, right? Similarly, these are other features. The green ones are the ones which we want to include in the MVP in the first version. But the blue ones are the features which we want to include in later versions, in later updates. to the platform. So I have also written build in this order. First, build the doubt forum. So I've prioritized all of my features, right? In the circles framework, I've already told you that prioritizing is very important. So when we talk about product management in general, we want to prioritize the features which we build, right? So I have prioritized the features here. First build this, then this would be the next feature that we'll introduce and so on. And I've prioritized these features based on available resources, uh, time, and effort, the effort of the team, the entire team. And these are some final recommendations that I made. So basically, if you notice, this was a complete end-to-end that building a product kind of a narrative, right? First I do this, then I do this. First I talk to people, I identify who my users would be, then I understand their problems through user research. Then I identify the main problems and then I identify the main problems and then try to solve those problems. And then I try to define success metrics for my platform. And finally, talk about the main features that I'll build first, then I'll build the next set of features and the final recommendations. So this is how you build a product case study. I have even better examples, but I'll show them later in the course. Okay.